This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Welcome to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. It's Thursday, July 29th, and you're watching KPVM TV and listening to Ace Country Radio. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office was seeking the public's help in locating a missing man last seen here in Pahrump. That man has been located at his residence, and foul play is not suspected in this case. We're going to show you what the story consisted of.
Nye County deputies, detectives, and search and rescue members are looking for Donald Shaw. The 61-year-old man was last seen Monday off Warren Street on the far west side of Pahrump, and that's where authorities have been focusing their search efforts. He's believed to be suicidal and on foot. Anyone with information as to Shaw's whereabouts is asked to call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000. You can also submit a tip via the Sheriff's Office app or via email using sheriff@co.nye.nv.us.
And the Nye County Sheriff's Office are reporting that Donald Shaw has been located and he, unfortunately, is deceased. Well, some Pahrump residents face a long road to recovery in the wake of the storms that tore through the valley Sunday and Monday. The center of town seemed to take the brunt of the Sunday night's windstorm. Roy Mankins' family home has stood strong for more than half a century, but Mother Nature took her toll, causing significant damage.
We had 4 80-foot tall pine trees fell on my mom's house, bounced off of it, landed on her Lexus, and landed in the front yard. Totally destroyed the front part of the house, broke some trusses in the roof, bent the porch. The Lexus is totaled. The ripped ball ripped the concrete driveway out. The sidewalks are gone. It's a mess.
Tell me about how old this house is.
In 1962. And it was a labor, you know. We were all dirt poor, and we worked and built the house and hired people to help as we could. It took about 2 years to build it. It's a great house. It's a wonderful house. It's my family home, you know. Just looking at it, I'm thinking probably $80,000 to $100,000 to repair it.
Wow.
I've seen some bad storms, but in that shorter period of time, no. The wind event, and I'm going to tell you that's what it was a wind event, because it not only had a wind event, it had microbursts inside it. And this is what took us down, was a microburst. And if you drive down Calvetta Boulevard, anywhere around here, you're going to see trees sitting on top of houses. It's just, you know, I was an insurance broker here for 35 years, and this is the worst I've ever seen it.
Thanks to Two Star Towing's Robbie Woods and Bobby Woods for helping out the Mankins family. Well, the National Park Service and Federal Aviation Administration are seeking public feedback on a draft air tour management plan for Death Valley National Park. This plan would apply only to commercial sightseeing flights, not to personal pilots or military aircraft. Death Valley National Park, at over 90% wilderness, is a great place to come and experience natural quiet and solitude while hiking or camping. While commercial air tours are in conflict with those values, eliminating it to just 2 per year allows for a diversity of recreation, including flight seeing, while still protecting the experiences of nearly 2 million visitors per year who come to Death Valley National Park. The proposed plan would authorize up to 2 commercial air tours, once again per year. Helicopter air tours would be allowed above 1,000 feet above ground level. Air tours and airplanes would be allowed above 1,500 feet above ground level. Air tours would be limited to 7 flight routes, all of which avoid flying within a mile, especially sensitive locations such as Tabisha Village and Scotty's Castle. Public feedback can be provided by going to parkplanning.nps.gov. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. A man who was charged with a series of crimes here in Pahrump in a neighborhood earlier this year is back in court to learn his fate. Christopher Holderson will spend at least a few more months behind bars after pleading guilty to a reduced set of charges.
Christopher Holderson was arrested in early March and charged with a number of crimes, including home invasion, burglary, fraud with credit cards, and drug-related offenses. 2 additional charges, escape by a prisoner and battery by a prisoner, were added after he tried to escape while being treated at the hospital, ultimately injuring a deputy. Holderson took a deal in May, pleading guilty to the felony escape and battery charges. Back in court for sentencing, his attorney, Nathan Gent, argued that while Holderson has been convicted of numerous felonies, he is not a violent person.
In the instant case that we're talking about before us, he was on some narcotics and that he blacked out. He doesn't remember it. And where he was trying to flee the hospital, and one of the deputies accidentally got hurt in the process of him trying to flee the hospital. He apologizes profoundly for that. He says he doesn't remember that at all, that is not in his character, that he is not a violent person.
Holderson addressed the court, saying he's remorseful for what happened, but takes full responsibility for his actions.
I want to start off by, apologizing to the officers. I take full responsibility. If you ever look in my past, I've never been violent. And I understand she was just trying to do her job to stop me, and I didn't even mean to do that, and I'm so remorseful for it. But I do got a drug problem. I got on heroin, Xanax, I blacked out. I don't remember nothing, but I do take full responsibility. I do got a drug problem I need help with. I've always been in prison. I've just never had that opportunity for drug court, probation.
District Attorney Chris Arabia told Judge Lane he believes Holderson deserves the maximum possible sentence.
Your Honor, I know that you're a compassionate man, but I also know that you're capable of hammering someone when it's warranted, and if there's ever a time that it was warranted, this is the time. This guy got a huge break with the plea deal. The plea deal is a tough plea deal, but it's also a huge break for him. He brought 5 felonies and 5 terms of prison to the party as well. So I think for the good of society and for perhaps his own good, the best thing right now is for you to max him on both, run them consecutive, and send him away to prison.
Judge Lane says he agrees with arguments made by both sides.
In this case, you have a escape and battery by a prisoner on the police officers. They took you down to the hospital. They were giving you treatment for what you were going through. And like drug people do, you saw an open door over there and you said, oh, I'm going for it. You start running. The cops tackle you. You fall and you hurt the cop's wrist. That's different than if you were beating the cop or shooting at him or something else. I frequently make speeches to people that if you commit a serious crime like murder or sexual abuse or sexual assault of a child or something, you're probably going to get hammered, even if you have no criminal record. Alternatively, if the crime you did isn't that bad, but you can't stop committing crimes, every year you're committing crimes for 20 years and so forth, you're probably going to get hammered because we can't figure out how to get you to stop committing crimes, and you keep doing it.
On the charge of battery by a prisoner, Judge Lane sentenced Holderson to 24 to 60 months in prison. The judge noted that taking into consideration credit for time already served, Holderson could be released in as little as 5 months with good behavior. On the charge of escape by a prisoner, Judge Lane sentenced Holderson to 4 to 10 years, but suspended the sentence and instead put Holderson on probation.
Well, as you know, there are some changes happening right now because of the new mask mandate that will be in effect at midnight tonight. But one of the things is that the Pahrump Justice Court is going to be reopening courtroom A and B, and that will be for in-person hearings for litigants, counsel, defendants, and witnesses. Any litigant or defendant or witness that would not like to appear in court because of COVID and the numbers that we have happening right now should contact the court at least 5 court days prior to the hearing. You have to notify them and also the opposing party so that you can appear electronically. Any appearances in person must be made conforming to the new mask mandate, and that is that everyone must wear a facial mask. And also, if you are not feeling well, they ask that you don't appear in court, and you need to contact the court for more information as to rescheduling that court hearing. The Board of County Commissioners is closing their administrative offices. They still haven't reopened after the storm. So they are saying that the county commissioner meeting that we are having coming up this next Tuesday is going to be virtual. So if you would like to participate in the Board of County Commissioners meeting, all you need to do is call 888-585-9008. You need to also type in the conference room number, which is 255-13282. And of course, you'll find all that information and all those details on our local Pahrump Facebook page. You can also go to knightcounty.net for more information on the Board of County Commissioners and their upcoming agendas. News 25 will return right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, doctors recommend exercise as part of a healthy lifestyle, but what about when you're sick? In today's Medical Minute from Spring Mountain Medical, Dr. Jacob Steckel says, in most cases, even if you have a medical condition, it's still a good idea to remain active.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
My name is Dr. Jacob Steckel, and I'm one of the chiropractors at Spring Mountain Medical. Today, I would like to talk to you about exercise and illness. Getting the recommended amount of physical activity can reduce the risk of many diseases, such as diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. But what if you're already sick? Some people are afraid to exercise after a heart attack or stroke. But regular physical activity can help reduce your chances of having another episode. The American Heart Association published a statement in 2014 that doctors should prescribe exercises to stroke patients since there is strong evidence that physical activity and exercise after a stroke can improve cardiovascular fitness, walking ability, and upper arm strength. If you've had a heart attack or stroke, talk with your doctor before starting any exercise to be sure you're following a safe, effective physical activity program. It's important to set realistic goals based on your own health and abilities. Begin with 15 minutes of activity every other day, and as you feel stronger, increase to 5 days per week. From there, increase the variety and difficulty of your activities. With walking, for example, begin with 15 minutes a day and slowly increase your time to 30 minutes over several days to weeks by walking longer distances. You can then make it harder by walking more briskly up hills or carrying 1-pound hand weights. At Spring Mountain Medical, the chiropractors, medical staff, and providers are happy to help. Contact our office at 775-727-8900. I'm Dr. Jacob Steckel, and this has been a Medical Minute.
Thanks so much, Dr. Steckel. Well, if you're going on vacation with your kids, doctors say it's important to make sure you're keeping safety in mind, especially since children under the age of 12 can't get vaccinated yet.
This would probably be a good summer to do some car trips and be able to control your environment a little bit more if that's possible.
Dr. Gina Robinson is a pediatrician for Cleveland Clinic Children's. She says there's a lot to consider when planning a trip if your kids are not vaccinated yet. For example, while a plane might get you there faster, your family would have to be masked the entire time. It would also be difficult to socially distance. Amusement parks are also risky since you would be around a lot of strangers, some of which may not be vaccinated. Instead, she recommends going camping or doing something else outdoors. You could also rent a house instead of a hotel.
You can eat in more. You can, some houses even have a pool that's private, that's accessible only to the family that's renting. So I think those are good options. And then maybe just doing day trips where you don't actually spend the night somewhere, but you leave in the morning, you go and do some activities, and then you're back home by evening.
Dr. Robinson says it's also a good idea to research where you're going. If they have a high infection rate for COVID, you may want to go somewhere else.
All right, well, if you're in the market for a new computer, you may be considering a tablet. That's what I was looking at right now. In today's Great Computer Deals quick tutorial, Josh Osborne runs through pros and cons of buying a tablet.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrump Zone Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. What do I buy? A desktop, laptop, or a tablet? Here are the top reasons for and against buying a tablet. Tablets are the cutting edge of technology and offer a great experience in a small package. Tablets can handle modern uses for computers such as email, social media, banking, and more. But tablets can become obsolete much quicker than desktops and laptops and offer very few upgradable options. Also, most tablets will only run apps and not full computer programs such as Microsoft Office, QuickBooks, Photoshop, and others. Remember, it's about your needs. If a tablet works for you, that's the right answer. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, John Kohler, staring out the KPVM Lerner and Rowe weather window. Look at this gorgeous day, except for those clouds. We're going to see some more this weekend. Might even have some rain. We'll tell you about all the weather coming up.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studio. So much weather news breaking right now. We're just going to get right to it, but let's take a look at the scores up and down the state. It's actually, it has been a pretty pleasant day. It might change a little bit later. We'll tell you about that. The top part of the state, they got low to mid 90s. Middle part of the state, they got upper 80s. You get down to Beatty, it's 100 degrees. Oh my goodness, Amargosa, you're at 106. Somebody's not living right there. 104 out in Las Vegas. Death Valley, 116 degrees. Here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, let's take a look. Yes, 100 degrees. 102 was the peak of our day, or a little bit earlier. Sun rose this morning at 5:48 a.m. and it will set this evening just shy of 8 o'clock, about 7:51 p.m. It's going to be a gorgeous sunset with our light clouds and things like that. As we head into the week, look at that humidity kind of picking up as we go overnight. I tell you, we got some stuff coming up tomorrow and the next day. Let's get to it. Friday, Saturday, look at these chances of rain. Really kind of on the low end as we did the graphics. Now we're getting some weather updates, and they're talking about some serious rain events Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some things to kind of batten down the hatches for. Looks like it's going to be clearing up later part of the week, and that'll be good to return to triple-digit temperatures. But we're going to get a little break the next few days temperature-wise. But we're going to get some wind, some storms, and some things coming on, and we'll have to take a look at that. In fact, let's just break right into this. It's the Nye County geoscientist John Clanky. Now, he's put together a radar forecast, some reports from Pahrump, Tonopah, and Round Mountain. During the next few days from July 30th through the 31st, the Pahrump area forecast shows possible rain activity. Actually, they're rating it with a high certainty from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday afternoon, and again from 11 p.m. on Friday night to midnight Saturday morning. The Tonopah area forecast shows, well, originally showed possible rain. Now they're saying, for certain, and possibly some flooding coming up around Tonopah starting 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. tonight, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday. If you're out in Round Mountain area, forecast shows possible rain activity from 11 p.m. tonight to midnight Friday morning, and from 3 p.m. Friday afternoon to midnight Sunday afternoon. Now, the National Weather Service, they're predicting thunderstorms in our area also tonight, the whole area, including Las Vegas, Pahrump, Tonopah, surrounding towns. Friday and Saturday, they're predicting thunderstorms and flooding, except for the Tonopah area. Nope, includes the Tonopah area too. Thunderstorms to continue with no flooding. That was just a recent update. There's going to be moderate rain forecast throughout Tonopah, Pahrump in the coming days. More flooding possible for Pahrump, and the National Weather Service says they expect isolated to scattered thunderstorms expected starting this evening across much of southern Nevada, Inyo County and eastern San Bernardino County. And then additional showers and thunderstorms move in from the northwest Arizona tonight. Gusty winds may accompany these thunderstorms this evening. Abundant moisture still on track to return to the region Friday and Saturday. So the rain is expected in our area and the mountains and directly in town. It can make it flood. And so you want to be prepared to stay off the roadways. Allow the police and medical personnel to do their job responding to emergency calls that the wind, rain, and thunderstorms are sure to bring. First responders have responded to, 36 different water rescues in the last week because of the storms. Please do not drive on flooded roads. Now, it's just best to stay off them until the storm water's passed and the water's receded. You can't see what's under the water. There's going to be debris, trees, rocks. Water can also wash away road surfaces entirely without you even being aware. Now, this could be a real likely event since the roads are already taxed from the last storm system. And as we look at some of this video of the roads buckled around here, we're all recognizing that as a possibility. So mind your P's and Q's. Keep some emergency gear in the car if you can. Try and stay off those flooded roadways, and good luck to us all. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks, John. Well, the town is selling mega passes for Fall Festival tomorrow only, 8 until 6 p.m. at the Bob Roode Community Center. Go on down there and get some. We'll see you here tomorrow night.